Hey guys, welcome back for another Meals of the Week video. So this week I'm showing you what we have for dinner on 7 different nights. These nights are not necessarily all from the same week. Like I said, it's been a while and I have tons of footage, so I'm just grabbing 7 meals and putting them together to show you a typical week of meals for our family. So this week, for this video, I actually made what we call arroz con pollo, and that is super chopped up and not pronounced correctly and not made authentically either. But when we go to Mexican restaurants and we order ACP, this is what they serve us. So it is something we enjoy eating. So I made some sauteed, like fajita style peppers, onions, and tomatoes with some chicken breast. I think I threw in a few pieces of chicken thighs there as well, and sauteed that actually with some salsa and some seasonings. Then I melted some queso. I made some queso from Rotel and Velveeta cheese, and I served that over yellow rice, and this was really, really good. Again, not authentic. It's about as authentic as my pronunciation of that word was, but it is really good. So yeah, this was what was for dinner on this night. I think I've shown this before, but I made another stromboli. I like to use the Trader Joe's pizza dough to make mine. My folding and tucking skills with the stromboli aren't perfect, but it always turns out really good. So for ours, it's stuffed with turkey pepperoni, onions, peppers, and mushrooms. And also I threw in some turkey sausage as well. So and also, of course, mozzarella cheese. So that was our stromboli. We had that with some pizza sauce on the side for dipping, and it was really yummy. So for this night, another one of our family faves is just to have a good old low country boil. Sometimes we do a full seafood boil, but on this night, a good old low country boil. So it's really good. It's just shrimp, potatoes, sausage, and corn with lots of Old Bay seasoning, onions, and garlic. And again, always a hit in our family. So on this night, we had a super simple, basic dinner. I made some zucchini fries in the oven, and then we had those with turkey wraps. The turkey wraps just had turkey bacon, some turkey, lettuce, and tomato. And then I also on the side made this dipping sauce, which is actually a Caesar salad dressing base, and then you add in some sour cream, some hot sauce, some Worcester sauce. I'm not going to say it right, but you know what I'm talking about. With some garlic powder, onion powder, and mix that all together and dip your zucchini fries in it. It's so very good. So that was what was for dinner. So this was another super simple one, some sweet and sour meatballs over rice, and I actually took frozen pre-made meatballs and just made a homemade sweet and sour sauce with like some onions, peppers, vinegar, honey, soy sauce, and mix that all together, and it was really good. So yeah, on this night we had a super simple sweet and sour meatballs with sauce over rice. So on this night, I made some really yummy stuffed manicotti, and it's very similar to my stuffed shells recipe. So I started off by making a semi-homemade meat sauce. I just browned up some ground turkey, added in some peppers and onions. Then I took some diced tomatoes and chilies from my freezer and threw those into the pot and cooked those just until they thawed. You could thaw this out and then put it in the pot, but I figured it's going to thaw anyway, so I just put it in there and let it cook with the meat. Then I seasoned that all up with some Badia Complete Seasoning, some garlic powder, onion powder, let it cook for a while, and threw in some tomato paste and let all of that cook together and let those flavors sort of meld all together. So I always like to let my tomato paste cook for a few minutes, at least like 10 minutes or so, and then I uncovered that. And you could absolutely just let this be your standalone sauce here, but I also had some marinara sauce that I needed to use anyway, so I went ahead and dumped that in as well. There I was just adding some water to the jar and then throwing that in, and at this point our semi-homemade marinara sauce is complete. So for the stuffing, I just took some ricotta cheese, some Parmesan cheese, garlic powder, onion powder, more Badia, and mixed that all together. Then I tossed in some dehydrated onion, some Italian seasoning as well, and mix that all together. I also added in some Parmesan cheese, some fresh Parmesan cheese, which I use my vegetable peeler to just kind of make strips from. And then I added in a bit of spinach, mixed that all together, tossed in a little bit more cheese just because I had some extra on hand, with the egg to bind it all together, and that was my stuffing mix for my pasta. So once I got it all mixed, I went ahead and put it into a Ziploc bag and cut the corner off of it. And if you're wondering what happened to that footage...
My goodness. Wasn't that recording? Dagnabbit.
So yeah, I just went ahead and took the cut corner from the Ziploc bag and first of all, I put some pasta sauce down in the pan. Then I took that Ziploc bag with the cut corner and stuffed each piece of manicotti. After the first one, I stuffed each side separately just to make sure that I had plenty of filling in each one. This recipe made so much pasta. I had this entire 9 by 13 baking dish, and then I also had my circular baking dish, which is about 8 by 8, and I still had leftover manicotti. So if you're not making this for a large family, then I would suggest definitely not using the entire box of pasta like I did. Now, we ate it all, but it was a lot of pasta. So, like I said, I had the marinara sauce on the bottom, and I also put some on the top as well. And then I covered that with a little bit of cheese. I used some Parmesan cheese and also some shredded cheese that I had in the fridge. Popped it in the oven at about 325. And remember, everything is pretty much cooked through except for the raw egg in the filling. So I popped this in the oven for about 30 minutes until that cheese was nice and bubbly. I did keep mine covered until about the last 10 minutes or so just to get a nice brown on top. But yeah, cooked that in the oven, and dinner was ready to go. So on this night, I made homemade gumbo, and it was really good. I had chicken, sausage, shrimp, some okra, tomatoes, of course, and some crab meat all mixed together, and it was really good. And we ate this with rice. Everybody in the family ate this one up, so this one was definitely a hit. And in fact, I'm going to be making it again soon. So yeah, gumbo was what was for dinner on this night. Now this is just a little bonus footage. I threw in some giant cookies that I made, and I was trying to mimic that famous bakery in New York City. I'm showing you how big they are. These cookies were so good. The process is extremely involved, though. It took a lot of time. Maybe it's something I'll film in the future. If you guys are interested in seeing that, just let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, that's going to wrap up our meals for this week. Again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in our next video, and I hope that you're enjoying your time with your family this week. Bye-bye.